Welcome agents. The secret boss in Manning National Zoo has been found after it was hinted during Wednesday's State of the Game. Today I want to show you how you can activate this boss called the Agony. Plus I want to go over a new UI statement to come out from Ubisoft today, as well as a statement on the APPAREL event and how it's going to change. If you enjoyed this one, please hit the like button below, subscribe for dedicated Division 2 content, and let's begin. Alright, so let's start off with the new secret boss, the Agony. I apologise, I'm a little bit late to this one, but I'm going to do it anyway. This boss can be found at Manning National Zoo, and has only been found due to the devs leaving hints in last week's State of the Game, or this week's actually. So here's how you activate it. Once you pass the crocodile pit, you're going to come into this pretty wide open area where you have to locate Emmeline. Now right in front of you will be this sort of beehive structure. Now I'm not sure if you have to shoot every hive within this keep, or just shoot the glass off, but as you can see here, I just shot everything. So it's entirely up to you, but if it were me, I would just shoot everything, including all the different hives, just to make sure. Once you've done the first one, you're going to need to head here. Now just like the first one, when you're here, you need to shoot the hives, and once you've done this, you're going to move on to number 3 by going here. Just like the first two, once you're here, you're going to shoot the hives, and you're going to move on to number 4. Now number 4 is a little trickier because it's behind some things, but climb on this and you can shoot down into the keep. Once you've done this, take this path to number 5. Now you're at number 5, you're going to shoot the keep as you did with everything else, and this will allow you to interact with this little monitor which is just out in front of this enclosure, and that's where Agony is going to spawn. Now what you're going to notice about Agony is he has this rocket launcher, which you're going to see any minute now. He also has this hive as well. I don't know why, but I'm shooting this monkey here, but you're going to see him throw down this hive here, which will start attacking you and chipping away at you and whatnot, and it's pretty easy to take down. But and then he's got obviously his giant hammer. You're going to get to see more of his rocket launcher here. Actually, I think I get, as you can see, he's holding it right there. I get pretty close so you guys can see it, but essentially that will do probably what, half of your armor, and then I just begin to take him down, and that's it. Once you've taken him down, which you're going to see any minute, he just hit me with a rocket launcher there, as you can see. Once he takes you down, then you're going to get to see the rewards. It's nothing special, you just get your standard rewards essentially. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and let's move on. Alright agents, so moving on, and Massive have just released this, or Ubisoft have just released this article titled User Inventory and Interface in Episode 2. I just want to briefly go through this essentially. So it says here, agents, with Episode 2 also known as Title Update 6, we are introducing new ways to navigate your inventories alongside interface updates to create a smoother experience for everyone. We want to not only improve gear management and loadout options, but also strengthen your relationship as the player to core statistics in the UI. Let's get started. So to start with, it says more loadouts. We are excited to announce more loadouts coming with Episode 2 for a total of 12. Each loadout perk upgrade will give you 3 new slots. Specialization grenades are now tied to loadouts too, making build swapping more convenient. Overall, dyes and skins menu. Located in the apparel inventory, the dye and skins menu lists all owned weapon skins and dyes, gear dyes for easy applications. Choose the desired gear dye or weapon skin to apply all pieces of gear or equip weapons straight from the menu. We then got base damage exposition. Episode 2 is bringing more information to the interface regarding weapon damage, specifically base damage. Going forward, all weapons will display their rolled damage and how this value compares to the base damage of the weapon. This, for me, is a huge, brilliant change. We've been asking for a very long time. As you can see here, it shows the base damage, which is important. We then got the mod inventory redesign. We have received a ton of feedback regarding the mod inventory, and we redesigned this interface for more efficient navigation. When opening the mod inventory in episode 2, you'll see your mods divided into 3 categories. So you can see you've got offensive, defensive, and utility. There will be a 4th category, generic, as well, if you still have any old mods left in your inventory. On top of this, there's a toggle grid view option for listing these mods in your inventories. And as you can see it all here, this just looks much more cleaner. So, yeah, really positive stuff here. Named item visuals. Yes, named items are coming to Division 2. We want to ensure that you recognize these items and talents in your inventories. Going forward, all named items and talents will be marked with a chevron V-shaped watermark and written in high-end text color. So you can kind of see that there. Where's that chevron? Can't quite see it. Is it? No, I can't see it on there. It's on there somewhere, but I'm sure you guys can see it. I'm just blind, and I'm not really looking. Moving on, mark as options. We introduced new options in the items flag inventory system. Mark for donation and mark for recalibration. That's cool. The first marks items for project donations, while the latter marks them for recalibration fodder. With these new options, you can more easily mark items to suit your needs. Mark as favorite is still available as well. Player overview panel. Wow, it's definitely Friday, I can tell. The player overview panel now gives more information up front in one consolidated space. Equipped weapon damage and RPM are listed here, in addition to skill power for each equipped skill. When browsing through the inventory, comparison values are shown as well. And yeah, I mean, overall, it just looks better. There's more information, as you can see, and more information is good, because I felt as though in the live game there's not enough. So this is a good step forward. Stat page breakdowns. A detailed breakdown page is available in episode 2 for every attribute, statistic, and talent on the player statistics sheet. On this page, anything contributing to the highlighted statistic is listed directly. I've talked about this before. This is a good change, but it would be nice that somewhere here it could say what percentage it is that makes up this, if that makes sense. But it doesn't, but maybe that's something they could add in the future. And then it says all gear slot. Located where you previously found contaminated items, a new gear slot lists all gear pieces in one place to help with managing all of your loot. Again, really good change. Options menu. The inventory options menu has been redesigned to a grid menu, making navigation more efficient. Okie dokie. Item filtering and sorting. We know there is a lot of loot in the Division 2. We want to make this loot easier to find in your inventories. As a result, we are adding a filter within all inventory categories to help you search for the gear that you need. And as you can see here on the left, you can see the filtering. You know, got health and kill. You got health twice there. Headshot damage, heads of protection, and you can just basically choose what it is down here, and it'll go to the piece of gear that you want. It says, in addition to all the improvements above, there are a few more visual updates to share with everyone. Equip state. Equipped weapons and gear are more defined in your inventories. Coloured attribute icons and comparison arrows on selected highlight. New visuals for colour attributes as well as arrows for comparisons on highlighted equipment. Current sorting and filter exposed. Both the current sorting order and active filter will be shown at the bottom of inventory lists. Skill power clarification for skill equipping. Skill power values will be clarified upon skill equip. Mod slots and item tiles. More defined visuals of mod slots and item tiles. Camera zoom on category selection. The ability to zoom on weapons and gear. That's good. Unique talent visuals indicates the application of a unique non-stacking talent, and that's important. Thanks for checking out the upcoming changes, blah, 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 blah. So overall, the UI has taken a massive hit here, and it looks to be positive. It looks like they've really made some good changes here. A lot of them people have been asking for. So this is really positive stuff, and it just makes me more excited for Title Update 6. So moving on, and the developers have put out this article today, or this statement, about the Explorers event being extended and upcoming changes to apparel caches. So today I wanted to just go over this post here and just give you everything, essentially. So firstly, Explorers event extended. Now it says here, before we get started with overall updates to the apparel system, we wanted to let you know that we've been looking at your feedback around getting keys from drops for the Explorers apparel event. Specifically, we recognise that hitting a streak of not getting keys upon level up can be frustrating, especially since the game does not provide that feedback. While we're looking at specific solutions to future events that would have a positive impact on predictability of getting keys, in the short term, we've decided to increase the drop chances and extend the duration of the Explorers event by a week. This means that you'll be able to get keys from gameplay activities for another week until October 15th, including a new apparel project, with an additional week of when you can purchase the remaining keys for premium credits. Please note that the drop rate changes will not go into effect until early next week. And then it goes on, it says, here's a full overview of the updated event schedule. Event live September 24th to October 15th. During this period, event keys can be earned from gameplay activities. Event closing October 15th to October 22nd. If you have leftover keys available, be sure to use them now, as the events can only be obtained until this date, or event items, sorry. The reward for completing the event, the Space Explorer uniform, can also only be obtained until this period ends. You can use your unspent keys as well as purchase additional ones to get all the Explorers event apparel. Post-event, October 22nd onwards, as outlined earlier, the Explorers items will not go into the standard cash pool, and the pool of this cash will be reduced to around 100 items. As a reminder, in order to earn keys, you need to be at least level 30 and complete the Capital Stronghold to enter World Tier 1, at which point you are granted a weekly apparel project. Event keys can be obtained from the following sources: weekly apparel projects, 3 keys each, chance to drop from reaching field proficiency, chance to drop when reaching Dark Zone proficiency, and direct purchase with premium credits. Now, I've personally not had any issues with this, but I know a lot of people who've grinded, been getting all this stuff, and essentially have not been getting the keys. So it's a good thing they're going to be changing it and extending it for a week. Then it goes on to talk about standard apparel cache changes. Now, changes to how you earn standard apparel caches are coming with Title Update 6. Since the launch of Division 2, we have observed some confusion with earning these caches, and especially around collecting fragments and converting standard apparel cache free fragments into fully fleshed out keys. I've got to admit, it is a little bit sort of convoluted. Fragments were hard to track with a variety of different sources they come from, but also easily missed in a number of proficiency caches and required crafting to convert to full usable keys. To streamline this experience starting soon, we will remove the fragments altogether, and there will only be one type of key, standard key. This key will have a chance to drop from field proficiency, Dark Zone proficiency, and conflict. If you currently own a variety of fragments from the previous system in place, don't worry, you'll receive conversions based on the following criteria. For every 100 fragments in your inventory, you'll receive 1 standard key rounded up. So if you have 101 fragments, this rounds up to 2 standard keys. For every specialized key, previous fragment cost equals 100, you'll receive 1 standard key, as these are being converted to 1-to-1. For every superior key, previous fragment cost equals 250, you'll receive 3 standard keys. For every high-end key, this key came from promotions only, such as the Ubisoft Club Rewards, you'll receive 5 standard keys. You don't need to do anything to have these fragments converted, as this will happen automatically with Title Update 6 when you first log in after the update. I mean, this is a good change because, as I said before, the system was a little bit convoluted. You got stuff and you had to go in and change it yourself, and it was a bit of a pain. So I'm glad they're just going to a very simple system in many ways with just this standard key. But that's the news on apparel caches, and of course the Explorers event being extended. Alright, that's it for today's video, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you did stick around until the end, really do appreciate it. You don't realise how much that helps me out. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you next week. Until the next one, Epic out.